What's going on? Today is April 1st. I'm going to be reviewing today's price action and going over what I saw today in the markets. I took zero trades today. Just missed my setup off open. My apartment shut down the Wi-Fi this morning, so when I went to log on the charts this morning, I had no Wi-Fi, so I had to set up a hotspot and get that all situated. So I ended up missing a good opportunity off open. But besides that, there was a couple other opportunities that I kind of liked, but I just didn't end up taking anything. I wasn't very high probability. So coming into the day, looking at the 4-hour time frame, obviously I wanted to see price come up or price come up towards these Trump data highs. Right, we're still trending up towards these Trump data highs. We're clearly bullish, and I did want to see us take out this high, but it is a protected high. If you can see. We are inside this 4-hour fair value gap. We swept out this high inside this 4-hour fair value gap, so this is protected. So it's going to be hard to get up there, right? It's going to be high resistance. It's going to be a little bit difficult to get up there. So I just kept that in mind coming into the day this morning, right? And then going down to the lower time frames, I see that we are inside of a 15-minute fair value gap. I'm still looking for us to be bullish here, but I was just going to see if we did reject off this 15-minute, maybe we wanted to go lower and trend down and fill this unfilled, or take out this low inside this hourly fair value gap, right? So I was keeping that in mind, but I was bullish for the day for sure. So coming into New York Open, what did we see? Well, price trends lower. Obviously, we wick down into this area right here. We sweep out this low inside this 5-minute, right? So we have this low inside this 5-minute. We sweep it out. This should be protected now. So now I'm looking. This is a good sign to go for longs, right? And then you got nothing until right about here. And this was the good trade. The decent trade off open. It wasn't too obvious to me, but at the same time, you for sure could have taken this. And if I would have saw it, I probably would have taken it this morning. But we inverse this 1-minute fair value gap. We're clearly trending up higher towards these highs. And this is the high that I did want to see price come take out today. You get the inverse of this fair value gap right here. And just because this is a protected high, you probably wouldn't want to take it all the way up there, right? It's high resistance. We're probably going to struggle to get up there quite a bit. So a good take profit point here was just to the bodies of these candles, right? And then this is also a huge 15-minute wick. So we just want to take it up to the body of this candle. Probably go break even at this internal high right here. And this would have played out pretty perfectly, to be honest. So stops right here. Blow this high. Just taking it for a 1-to-1. Go break even there. And it would have played out perfectly, right? So that's kind of what I saw this morning. And then also at this point, I still think we're bullish towards these highs, and I just want to see some sort of continuation model play out, right? So a 5 to 15-minute retracement, something like that to push us higher. So we left the unfilled 5-minute below. I wanted to see price come tap into it. We do, and we actually inverse the 5-minute, right? So what you could have seen on this trade opportunity as well was that, where did it open up? Oh, yeah, sorry. Right, so we have an unfilled 15-minute right here. Or we do have a 15-minute. It did get tapped into. But this low is not protected. And we could have seen price want to come back down into this low and rebalance itself, right? So going up to the higher time frame, or the lower time frame, something like this would have probably looked good, right? So you get the rejection right here. We retrace, and then we begin to dump. So I saw people take shorts off of this right here, and you could have entered with something like this, right, off this displacement after we tapped into this 1-minute fair value gap right here. And then we also inverse this slight 1-minute right here. So you could enter something like this, targeting this low. I would have liked that, but it just wouldn't have played out, right? We continued to wanted to chop and go higher. And then as far as targeting inside the 15-minute, still just wouldn't have played out, right? But you could have taken that. You could have just gone for like a 1-to-1 here. You could have gotten a 1-to-2 out of it, but if you just targeted like a 1-to-1 somewhere around this into the midpoint of this 5-minute fair value gap, that would have been a good trade as well. Just not something I would have taken probably just because it doesn't align with my system, right? We're just not delivering off of any higher time frame. We're shorting into 5-minute fair value gaps, and No serious draw on liquidity below, right? This wasn't 930 wick. This was a 931 wick. So not really looking for that. At this point, I'm just looking for something to take me higher, right? At this point, I understand that we still have this draw on liquidity above. Everything looks still intact. We come back, we inverse this 5-minute fair value gap to the upside, and this was a BPR. Originally, I was looking to see if price rejected off of this BPR, right? So when we come up into this area, I was seeing if we got a rejection, and if we did inverse, where was it? This 2-minute right here. If we inverse this 2-minute, I would have entered shorts, right? But we did not. We reacted off it. We displaced higher, right? So at this point, I'm just looking for something to take me higher, and you don't get much. Price action is not very good from this point on, right? We chopped, we chopped, we chopped, we chopped, and then we get this move right here. So at this point, I'm looking for us to come back into this. Where was it? 15-minute? I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, this 15-minute fair value gap. So I wanted to see price deliver lower into this 15-minute fair value gap before we decided to come up and sweep out these highs, right? And that is what we ended up getting, right? We displaced into this 15-minute fair value gap, and at this point, I wanted to see this 2-minute give me a strong close without taking out the liquidity and inversing this, right? And that's just not what happened. We come up, this 2-minute candle gets all the way up to this high, which is unfortunate, right? So that would have been a solid entry. Let me pull up my Top Step and show you the 30-second that could have played out. It was a pattern trade, to be honest, but this 30-second could have played out very solidly. Solidly? I don't know if that's a word. Right, so we come up right here. We end up retracing a little bit lower. Where was it? I think it was right around here. Yeah, so right here in this area, you can see on Top Step we got a 30-second inversion back up to these highs. So something like this right here was a pattern trade, kind of. I mean, it was very 50-50 right here. We weren't delivering off of any higher time frame except that 15-minute. You know, just kind of a pattern trade, but would have played out perfectly fine. So this was also a pretty decent setup. I probably would have just tape readed this, but coming up and getting the sweep of these highs right here, right? So that would have been solid. And I think that was it, right? Yeah, pretty sure that was it. Yeah, so that 30-second would have played out 1 to 2 RR. So that wasn't bad as well. And then at that point, we finally take out the data highs. And my next draw on liquidity, if we wanted to continue bullish, was this high inside this hourly fair value gap, right? I wanted to see price push up to here. At this point, my draw on liquidity for the day got taken out. It was already almost 11 a.m., so I got off the charts. But we ended up rallying up and tapping into... We swept that high inside that hourly, and then we tapped into this hourly fair value gap, right? And then to get you there, there wasn't too much, right? We didn't open up a 5-minute. Didn't open up a 15. Oh, we did open up a 15-minute. So we did reject off this 15-minute. There wasn't really too many higher time frame draws in liquidity. Yeah, and it's not too much, but would have played out just fine. And so that was a good trade as well. Besides that, yeah, that's pretty much all I saw today. No trades again. This 1 minute off open was pretty solid. And yeah, just kind of choppy price action from then on until you get this leg right here that ends up taking us higher. And then you get the 30-second inversion, right? 30-second inversion right here takes us higher. And then at this point, there wasn't too much you could have taken up here, right? We just kind of displaced through all this. I mean, I guess you could have taken something like this, but the RR would have just not really been there, right? So you could have gotten stopped out, and this would have been a negative RR play. So something like that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I saw today. No trades, and yeah, that's gonna be it for me. I'll be back for another backtesting session, and hopefully we get another good trade day tomorrow. We'll see what this Trump news does tonight. I'm assuming something pretty wild. He's addressing the nation at 8 p.m. tonight, so we will see what type of news that creates. But yep, that's gonna be it for me.